Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome, my friends, gamers, city planners, and other enthusiasts to the next episode of City Skylines II, where we're building the city of our dreams, the Battletech Inner Sphere circa 3025 in the San Francisco regional map, using no mods, exploits, cheats, or anything devious like that. You're just using all the vanilla assets and everything that came launch of the game. With that being said, we're loading up the game. Quick reminder, this is our organization chart and this is what we're going to be talking about. So as you can see, we started with House Marik. In fact, let's click on this. We have a lot of progression points to use up to. This is House Marik, the Free Rogues League, and we were really building up the Lyran Commonwealth, and we decided to add Tharkad. And Tharkad, we decided, because we want to do a little different, being a hexagonal type city. See if hexagons can work efficiently in a major metropolitan area. And you'll notice that I've added a few buildings. Oh, that's right. I added train stations. So here's my game thoughts. And this is the rail yard. We're going to add, for right now in House Steiner, trains. And there's two types of trains. There's train stations and cargo trains. We're going to hold off on cargo for right now. Cargo, we're going to probably do it with water. Cargo harbor, and add it with cargo harbor. But we're going to do cargo trains. And I plan on doing, we're going to do passenger train stations. One-way train stations, and I plan on doing the train stations clockwise for passengers, counterclockwise for cargo. One ways. At least that's the game plan. With that being said, I did very little other than offline, other than I added these two buildings. I don't think there was anything else I did. And I was debating about how I want to go around here. I'm going to have to purchase additional tiles, and we have 117, so that's fine. We're going to purchase additional tiles. With that being said, I do have a cinematic. If you don't like the cinematic, just skip about a minute and a half. But please watch it. It really does help the channel. And if you're new around here, please like, subscribe, click on the bell icons, and leave something in the comments. If you want to see something different, if you want to see something named, please do. And if you're not aware, the names of the streets, I'm renaming most items. Parks I haven't really dealt with. Elementary schools are being named after mercenary units in the Battletech Universe lore. High schools are being named after the leaders of the respected area in each house or, faction, right? Universities, what was the names of the universities and colleges? Oh, they were named after the actual universities and colleges of the Battletech universe in that time period as well. I have not renamed any of the buildings, any of the streets in the Tharkad region. One thing I've determined after playing around with this game is the names do not tend to stick if you make any changes to the road. So like if you delete a road and then re-add it on there, all of a sudden it just changes the name at random. So once I'm done with Tharkad, for the most part, then I'll start renaming the streets. and be under the Tharkad region as shown here. I like to apologize. You could tell I'm not a huge fan or supporter of the Living Commonwealth. Yeah, I like Battletech and I like every place. And House Steiner's, I have some fondness for House Steiner, but whoopsie. So Tharkad is the capital of the Living Commonwealth of 3025, but it's actually inside its own district, the District of Donegal, as shown on the picture. So this is something we're going to have to rectify, and that's fine. There's a hexagon within a hexagon. The smaller hexagon will be Tharkad itself, and the larger hexagon will be the District of Donegal. Tharkad is a very important, planet in the Living Commonwealth. Obviously, it's the capital, but it's actually the District of Donegal. Thank you. We are now going to play a cinematic, an intro cinematic. It's one of my classic ones. If you don't like it, just skip about a minute, minute and a half. But it does really help out the channel if you watch it, and thank you very much. Welcome, friends, gamers, and other enthusiasts to the BoydofZINJ channel. I hope you enjoy your time here and the video. Please like, subscribe, do all the bell icons, and comment. It really does help small content creators like myself and others by doing so. If you click on the notifications, it may even let others and the YouTube gods know that they may enjoy these videos. With that being said, let's play. I'm greatly looking forward to this build today. We have a lot going here. We're going to be, turn off the music, we're going to be adding public transportations, trains primarily, and also trams to the area. The trains are, I'm first going to do locally, around the Free Rogues League, around the Living Commonwealth. And since we're doing the Living Commonwealth right now, we're going to do the Living Commonwealth first. Then I'm going to do a train that connects both the Living Commonwealth and the Free Rogues League together. And then eventually we're going to start doing House Liao, the Capellan Confederation. With that being said, I do have a cinematic. If you don't like it, like I said, just skip about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. But please watch it, and thank you. I'm back. Thank you very much for watching that quick fast forward of me building the infrastructure. So what did I do? I did a few things. And yes, there's a few things that I really glossed over, but I'll make it apparent. First, I tried to make a circle. You'll notice, in no particular order, we'll start in the top here. This is the Coventry train station for passengers. This is the Steiner passenger rail yard. This is where the trains come from. And this is a good point of ZINJ. Notice how there's multiple lines here. It follows this main track. So it follows this main track. And you'll notice that it basically goes into a circle around the current areas of House Steiner, the Lyrian Commonwealth. And this will feed trains into the track. Starting at the very northmost, there's 3 passenger stops. The first one is here, the Coventry train station. And you'll notice that I do have buses here. I did make a bus line here. But more importantly, this also has connection to the outside realm as well. And let's just follow the circle along the way. The next stop is Tharkad train station, and we discovered that it's technically not Tharkad. It's the district of Donegal, and we're going to make this area into Tharkad. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename the main hexagonal street into Tharkad Avenue, and we'll worry about that. So essentially, and you'll also notice that the district of Donegal, the hexagon area, all the hexagon area is isolated. There's no way to get here. However, you can get here by train now. So you can use your trains to get here. Remember, this is where the elites, quote unquote elites, work and live. And the trains go underneath these highways because the highway connects the Tharkad hexagon. And they eventually connect back into the circle. And follow the circle around, follows around, and wham! It goes to the last train station. Alarian is another district that we're going to be adding. And it's going to be added over here. So I figure, might as well just start calling this the Alarian. Why am I adding it here? This will service this area right here, the Coventry Protectorate, and Alarian as well. Just like this right here really serves the highway and the Coventry province. So if you want to get quickly over here, you can catch the bus and go straight here. But remember, it's a clockwise circle, so you can't go from here to here. So let's create our first bus line, or actually train line. So we're going to start one in Tharkad. I'm sorry, the Coventry. See, we can't put any here. That's fine. But we can put one over here. I never created a bus line here, or a train line. The one further south, that's the way how we're going to go. So we got this line, and it goes straight over here. Straight over here. And close loop. R for passenger. And we'll make it Steiner blue. So now we have one that goes all over the place. Now, this one is going to be, let's see if it's possible. We're going to try it. The one closest station. And can it make it to the outside? You can go to the outside connection. And can it make it in? So it's saying it's not connected. Oh yes, they're right. We need to have this area connected. This should only take a few moments. Give me a moment.
It took longer than expected, so with the magic and power of editing, I'm going to fast forward as I fix this issue. What's happening is the train lines are not connected, and we need to connect the lines.
Looks like we're going to take it from the opposite side first. Sometimes it's best to come from one side versus the other and then switch it around. And it's because I'm going over a crevice and a road. It needs to have access to this line as well. Give me a moment here. And it's an outside connection now, going to two different areas. And what's this area? Passenger, which is R. Alright, so the trains are, I have two lines now. Let's work on the other. And the reason why I kept layering this safe is I'm probably going to connect it to House Marik. And it seems that they can only have 3 lines. And I want to keep one of my options open. Remember, Tharkad is isolated. Or I'm sorry, the district of Donegal and Tharkad is isolated. There's no way to get up here except now by train. We'll probably add something else here as well. Maybe an airplane route as well. I take a small, quick real-life break. We're going to be also adding mail service. Take off the music. The last patch, there's supposed to be one additional patch coming out soon. And I'm almost a little hesitant to continue on. It's supposed to be a major patch, which hopefully should address several different items.
I noticed, just looking at it now, that I had this planned expansion for the train here, but for right now I'm just going to remove it. There's no sense. And what's this? Oh boy, that's a lot of car accidents. I wonder what happened there.
The two things we're going to be adding is reliable mail service and also some garbage service. Wow, this is a huge building. I'm going to need to find a very appropriate place for it. That is also someplace that can be near the highway as well. For right now, we're just going to put some post offices. You'll notice I did put one post office in the Hexagon area. Because Tharkad is a very important area, I guess we'll add an additional post office here. I think I like it there. outside of Tharkad, but still servicing for Tharkad. Now we need to sell for Marik.
The Free Worlds League area of the Inner Sphere, House Marik in other words, requires post office service too. So we're just looking for areas to increase. The Marik Commonwealth is a very large area and it may require two. So maybe I'll just buff this, see if that will be enough to deal with the coverage. Because this area is very robust with people. I'm not sure. We'll find out shortly, I'm sure. Let's go for the other areas of the Marik Commonwealth. Now that we've added the post office, let's add the actual post office box. In this game, you need to actually put post office boxes in specific areas for it to be delivered or picked up. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Now that we took care of the post office situation, we're going to add trains to the Free Rogues League area for House Marik. Now, just like what we did for the Living Commonwealth, we're going to be expanding the Free Rogues League. It's going to have more than these areas. However, for right now, we're going to add 3 passenger network and a rail yard. Plus, it's going to be going clockwise. Again, we're going to use one way. For the vast majority of it, it's going to be one way, and it's going to be clockwise. I'm also planning on building one line that connects the current positions of House Marik to House Steiner. But let's figure out where we're going to add the rail yard as well as the 3 other areas. I'm thinking the Marik Commonwealth, obviously. That's where the university, the college, and the high school's at. The Duchy Cameron, it has some railroads already there, but I think we're just going to ignore that and build our own. It's tempting to use the pre-existing one that's already here, but we're going to redesign the entire area and then also the highway, and I don't feel like doing that yet. There's a lot of room to the east of that area, assuming north is north. Up is north. So we know we're going to put one here, and I know we're probably going to try and fit one in between the Gibson and Rimworld commonality. See, this, I think that would make a really excellent area for a rail yard. What we could do is we could get a street from the south there and move it over to, because it requires road access. And remember, this is just the rail yard we're adding, not the actual train station. The rail yard.
been giving this some thoughts, and I'm sorry. I'm going to restart the series. Why is that? One, no one showed me any interest in the series. No one's communicated. No one's given me any help. There's been so many new patches, and a mega patch is coming out in the next day or two. And I haven't even ran the simulation for the previous patch, big update. I've also learned a lot of new techniques and been looking at a few contents and understand how the game works a lot more now. So I want to try again to make it a little cleaner. I kind of messed up, and let me show you some of the stuff I kind of messed up on. It had to do with the infrastructure and trains. I started to get messy. Just look at all the train lines I put out. And by the way, we're barely losing money again. The other thing is, I think I have too much infrastructure. So I created this ComStar place. I actually liked it. This is a really great addition. And I think it's a really great alcove. You know, you'll notice that lots of ComStar stuff names on it. You know, I may keep that. You know, this area, it wasn't bad. I kind of liked it. I kind of like this, having the buses go in between that. It seemed very rural. Countryside folk, right? You know, driving by, watching the cornfields. You know, in retrospect, I probably should make this a non-bus route and have regular people come through here, because that's the way how it is in real life. You're driving around. I know here in Texas, San Antonio, when I venture outside the city, you know, sometimes I go by, you know, vast acres of nothingness, yes, but sometimes I go by ranches and stuff. And as you go by the ranches, it's like, oh man, look at this, look at the cows, look at the deer, the steers, because, you know, only steers or queers come from Texas, evidently, you know, Full Metal Jacket people. Then let's look at the train lines. That's okay. But look at this mess over here. It's like, ooh. And then look at the mess over here. It's like, oh my God, look at all these lines. They're everywhere. Now, true, this right here is made by the computer and, you know, intersects two highways. But look how, I'm talking about the trains. Look how the trains go up and up. And if you haven't noticed, and this is something I didn't explain, I like seeing the actual visuals of the train. You know, I actually like following trains around. So in my ideal city, I want to see the trains. I never explained that to y'all. So there's a lot of missed opportunities here. Like, I like the way how I grew Marik overall. I never read the simulation on here, and I think I would have enjoyed this. Like I said, I had some potential ideas, but I think I messed up. I think, like, this highway, for instance, should have been on the ground, and I think the people should have been crossing by, looking down at the as they're driving by, looking at the pastures and the farmland. You know, I think that would have been more natural. You know, they could have gone right over here and then on the other side looked at the ocean. It's like, wow, look at pretty view. You know, up here it's like, well, Dad, I hope I don't throw up and jump off and woo. And of course, with trains, you're not going to have people walking on the, you know, train tracks. So having them up, I think, is a great idea. So, like, this area of Steiner, I think was great. This area, I think, could have done a little work. I think I messed up on the train, on the, what are these called? The public transportation lines. And I didn't, in the previous game, taxis were underutilized. In this game, it seems taxis are overutilized. So I'm not going to build taxis at all. You know, I may build like one late or mid or something. Like at this point, I think I would have built a taxi. Because let me tell you, taxis are aggressive. But that's my feelings. So with the new patch coming in, I'm just going to restart. Now, here's the bad thing. There is no way to delete anything. Now, we could start from scratch, but I think I'll just start a brand new game just in case there's any type of modifiers or something that keeps over. And there might also be what? I thought I think I turned it on for the more recent one. Map options. And there's so few natural disasters. Yeah, so there's no way to delete games. So for me to delete a game, and this is it permanently. So this is what I'm going to do. Save game. Save game. Save game. I'm basically saving over everything. Now, will I still call it the Inner Sphere Regional Map? Yes. Probably. Will I still use the same map? Probably, but not necessarily. There's a few other maps I want to try. And the other bad thing about using the same map is I don't want to get stuck where I'm using the same build over and over again. I want to try something different. But with that being said, I barely played the game. Real life has gotten, this is my busiest time in work, real life. I'm playing a few other games, so it is what it is. So there you go. So next time I'll restart the series. Will there be an episode 0 for that? What will the series be called? We'll find out. I'll probably call it episode 000B. And people ask me, why do I use 3 numbers? Because, well, if I ever get to the point where I actually really like this, YouTube thing, and I get to a point where I get 100 episodes, do I want 100 to be first episode because the number 1 comes first? Or do I want the 001 to be the first episode? Because numerically, when the computer does it and sorts it by numeric order, 100 gets sorted as the same as 1, unless there's zeros in front of it. A 001, same thing about 10. So 100, 10, and 1. What gets sorted? They're the same number, so any one of them would get sorted first. Now, YouTube may have additional stuff like, views and when it was published, whatever. But mathematically, the first number in 100 is the number 1. The first number in 10 is 1. The first number of 1 is 1. So which one comes first? Which one comes first? 1. Now you can argue, well, obviously there's zeros behind the 100 and there's a 0 behind the 10, so they should come last. But that's not the way how it looks. It looks at the first character, and lots of things get sorted like that. So having a 0 in front of single digits or even double digits is useful. Now, of course, as this episode ever gets to 1,000, that's where this will be trouble. But let me tell you, if I made 1,000 episodes of this, either I've blown up and this is the best series ever, or something has gone goofy and I'm just gone crazy. I'll never make it to 1,000. I can guarantee you that. Even if I did it, let's think about this, 365 days, even if I did one episode a day, and YouTube now taking like a day, almost a day and a half sometimes to publish this, even after doing an hour or 2 of editing, saving it onto my computer, then downloading it to YouTube is now taking like 12 to 18 hours. So doing one episode today is generous. Let's think about this, 365 times 3. So you're basically saying I'm going to do 3 years of content. You know, you want me to be in my... I'm not... In 3 years, I'm not going to be 60, but you want me to be 60 by the time I get to 1,000? Yeah, you know, I hope so. Until next time, folks, I do apologize. And if you really are watching this till here, I thank you very much. Please, please click the like button, please. You know, in the comments below, if you have a different suggestion. You know, I'm a big Battletech fan, sure. But if you have a different suggestion on what to do, like maybe you say, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? Poop Island. You know, everyone likes that sewer poop. You know, let me tell you, I bet you you get 1,000 extra views. You know, 1,000, i.e., 2 extra views if I put the word poop in the title, or better yet, I show where poop is coming out of. Until next time, folks. This is BoydofZINJ. Please, you know, I hope your RNG is better than mine. And please like, subscribe, click all the bell icons, and please, please, I really appreciate this. You know, send me a comment. You know, if you want to name a street after yourself or a district, let me know. Trust me, I'm looking for friends. You know, you want to be my friend? Give me a comment. You know, I wouldn't mind having someone say, "Hey, what'd you think of that city?" I'm going to be playing Rogue Trader, and I'll be doing episode 2 for that. And I'm also playing Victoria 3, and I think Victoria 3 just got a patch, and Texas is doing okay, but not uber great. But Texas is such a hard start, so I don't mind. Thank you. It's that time of the video where I'd say adios. Thank you for watching. And if you're hearing this, I really like to say thank you for staying at least this long or skipping to the end. I really appreciate it. Better yet, the YouTube gods seem to enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, click on the bell icon to notification alerts. It really does help content creators like myself. I need the help. If you have any suggestions about my YouTube content or my channel or about this video, I'd love to hear it. Please leave a comment. Regardless, I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay safe, be entertained, enjoy life, and until next time, adios, goodbye, hope your RNG is better than mine. Thank you.
All hands, initiate shutdown sequence.